troops to Chicago. President, have you decided you're definitely going to send National Guard troops to Chicago?
I didn't say when, but the answer is, look, Chicago's very interesting because I watched Pritzker get up and say about, we don't need help, we're safe. But 2 weeks ago, they had 6 people murdered, and they had 24 people hit by bullets. Last week, as you know, it was 7 people, 24 people hit, and 7 people died. And then over the last 2 days, that was the crown jewel. They had, I guess, 9 or 10 killed, and 50 hit with bullets. And you have this governor get up, who's a terrible governor. Probably he and Gavin Newsom would be probably the 2 worst and most naive. They're naive. Either they're naive or they're very untruthful. And he'll say, we don't want any protection, we don't need. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of. They don't even come close to this.
What?
Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hell.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. Shalom. Wow. Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, all honors, all glories be unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to my elders and my apostles of Ray Millstone. They're doing it well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom. This is Brother Dawadah from Jewish Detroit Camp coming at you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem HaKadosh. And wow, you just heard. We're going to have to play that again. By the way, this will be another in transit. Lord's will, this video will be edifying. He just said, he compared Chicago. Actually, I'm sorry. He said that the violence in Chicago overpasses what they're doing anywhere in the world, including Afghanistan. This devil is, you know how Jake say he off one? This devil's off his rocker. Let's hear that again. That is, wow.
Say about, we don't need help, we're safe. But 2 weeks ago, the governor, probably he and Gavin Newsom would be probably the 2 worst and most naive. They're naive. Either they're naive or they're very untruthful. And he'll say, we don't want any protection, we don't need. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of. They don't even come close to this.
20 people as opposed to how many? Look what's going on over there within the Middle East. All right? Look what's going on over there within the Middle East. Look at what those small hats are doing. All right? The G word that people don't like that's going on over there. All right? Look at that, man. Look what's going on over there within the Middle East. They wake up to bombs going on and off. You comparing that to Chicago? Are you crazy? Are you serious? That's the pride of this devil. And people will watch that, or watch this rather, and think that, oh yeah, wow, yeah. Because the president says it all, it has to be true. These people don't research anything. That's why he can get away with saying such an outlandish statement. And where's the backlash? He just called Chicago a hellhole. And you want to send the National Guards to go and clean it all up. All right, let's hear that. Let's hear some more.
Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now.
Make your mind up on Chicago, though?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in.
You hear him? The pride of this devil.
When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. When 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks, and 75 are shot with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C., District of Columbia, right here where we are. It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape.
He just be making up statistics and making up his own facts. Like how Eve says, this is my truth. That's his truth. Talking about they have no crime. because they deployed the National Guard. And best believe, I'm sure he's gonna, if he does this whole thing with Chicago and Baltimore, I would not be surprised if he moved on up north to Detroit, you know, and to other cities that are heavily populated by Jake.
Can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot, Peter. You're safe. Everyone likes you anyway. They probably wouldn't do it. But it's so dangerous. And there are people in this audience that you've suffered greatly. There are people in this audience that have been mugged and hurt badly, and they don't want to talk about it. Maybe you were very brave in talking about it. You made quite an impression on a lot of people. I appreciate it. But there were other people in this room that have been hurt very badly just walking down the street in D.C. Washington, D.C. is a safe zone right now. It's a safe city. The restaurants are open. They're booming. You can't get a restaurant. New restaurants are announcing that they're going to be open.
And you know what he's also doing by way of him deploying the National Guard and claiming that everything's safer? It's conditioning. Because now it's getting the people used to having a militarized presence within their communities. All right? It's getting the people used to it. People are not used to seeing people with automatic weapons, patrolling their streets. They're not used to, a militarized state or martial law. They're not used to that. But he's getting the people conditioned for it. All right? And by you people, I'm definitely referring to the masses. But as for us that Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushua has awoken to this knowledge, this truth, we see this devil for what he is. All right, 2 Corinthians 2:11. All right? All right, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. And eventually that Rev 12 and 12 is going to kick in, where he's going to come down having great wrath. This is all leading up, all right, to all hell breaking loose in the hour of martial law. All right, recently within Detroit, I just saw a clip earlier today. They showed a tank being delivered on a semi, all right, in Detroit. This thing is, we at the brink, all right, at the breaking point of this thing. Elon Musk earlier this year did his, I believe it was his first human trial of the Neuralink. All right, we're definitely living within interesting times. All right, and this devil, as we get closer and closer to the end, is going to continue to show his horns to the point where it's going to be undeniable, all right, that he is the devil. And it's going to be undeniable. Even these jakes around the world, they're starting to see it. They're definitely starting to see it, and they're starting to feel the squeeze. All right. So, I'm going to leave it there. Lord's will, this is edifying. All praise, honors, and glories be to Yahweh Shem Shine. Double honors to my elders and my apostles, a very millstone. Peace, blessings to the elect. Shalom.